pickpockets. In case of need, ask only Trenitalia staff for more information.